and was able to be what everybody else wanted me to be, which was normal, heterosexual, um, all those things that fitted in the box for my family, my mum and dad mainly. But I wasn't really totally happy, and eventually, after one breakdown with the marriage, eventually after 2 children, I decided that I wasn't happy in the marriage. There was many reasons, and that I should really move on and sort things out. That I really wanted to be with a woman, because that lid had flew off several times and I'd have to put it on back on very quickly. So I did, because at that time the marriage had broke down irretrievably for many reasons, and I couldn't keep on living this lie. And because I'd done everything to try and keep the marriage together, there was no way that was happening. So I decided that I had to come out, and at that time I did come out as lesbian, so that I could be in a relationship with a woman. I was always a very butch one, and I always played the male role really. And she actually did recognise that in me. She knew me very well, and it was no real major surprise, I don't think, to her that I did come out when our relationship was nearing its end 6 years later. When I did come out as trans, it was a shock to her in some ways, and she did try to help me. She did try to adapt, but at the end of the day, she was a lesbian woman, wanted to be with other females, so it wasn't going to work. We are still in touch, so that's good. And she has supported me via Facebook through my transition. In 2006, I started to investigate things more. Having seen Make Me a Man, having met Stephen Whittle, I really was struggling with my gender and was beginning to realise that I really needed to sort this out. I started going from just being how I saw it as butch to developing a more masculine self. Started dressing more and more and more in male clothes. And by 2007, I was out to close friends, my ex, and a few other people. By the end of 2007, after a lot of thought, a lot of self-analysis, a lot of talking with other people who were like myself, I was ready to come out to my GP. I went to my GP in January 2008, and I told her that I was a trans man and that I wished to look into transitioning, and that I would need to see somebody to help me do this. Now, I didn't know where I was supposed to go in Hull for this. She sent me to who she thought was the place where I should be going, which was the psychology department in Hull. And I ended up waiting, it must have been 5 months before I got an appointment there. In the meantime, I was off work with depression, stress, and anxiety. And my dysphoria was just horrendous. And once I came out and once I'd been to the GP, it was like the floodgates opened and everything hit me all at once. Plus, I'd been having a lot of problems in work and things needed sorting out there because there was a lot of phobia around me, and that had been going on for 6 years, and it was being horrible. And in the end, it got too much. All the backstabbing, all the bullying, and in the end, that was one of the reasons, amongst others, why I went off work. So, during this 5 months while I was off, I had some counselling. Excellent. The counsellor wasn't a gender specialist, but she was excellent and was a great sounding board, and that was really all I needed to get everything in order so that I could move forward when I got the chance to see the psychiatrist to refer me on to Leeds. I had 6 sessions with her and she was absolutely phenomenal, and she really, really helped me. Mainly by listening and letting me get things sorted in my mind. But a good counsellor does actively listen and just directs you in the direction that you need to go, really. Just signpost things for you and listens. And that is mainly what a good counsellor does. And mine was excellent. By May, I went to this appointment at Hull Psychology Department, and it was totally the wrong place. So I was gutted, as you can imagine. But the lady was fantastic again. Didn't know nothing about gender. But she said, if you give me an hour, I'll put you in touch with somebody who can help you. So I went away and I got in touch with somebody I knew could help me. And that is now currently my partner, Helen Laws. You probably have all heard about her by now. She is a fantastic and amazing advocate and a wonderful and amazing lady. She too is transsexual. She's been post-operative for 9 years and she's had everything done locally in the main, except for a gender reassignment, which was done in Leicester by Mr. Terry, amazing surgeon. I've met him, lovely man. But that's only my opinion, obviously. Back to me. I went away and I phoned, at the time, obviously, I knew of Helen. I knew she helped other trans people, and I knew she may be able to help me.